Okay, chapter 17 is called The Case of the Missing Frog. I kept my eyes fixed on the office building, but it was a long time before I saw Saya leave again. Even from a distance, I could see that she was smiling, and she gave a happy wave to Hap Holloway as she skipped back down the path. How I wish I could have heard their conversation. At last it was a peaceful day. Saya was still smiling the next time I saw her, and Brad and Gail both seemed more relaxed. Brad talked to lots of people now, and so did Gail. Who would have thought a couple of stickers could do that much good? Garth and the Bobwhites were brimming with confidence that they would be spending the night at the haunted hollow. And who would doubt it with Super Sam on their team? But Abby and the Chickadees stood strong and tall and still thought they had a chance. Miranda and the other Robins were more relaxed, too, since their skit had gone over well. I thought maybe it was time for me to kick back and just enjoy camp. I was so relaxed I took a nice long doze while my friends were off on their hike. But I was wide awake when Miss Mack made an announcement at the end of the session. Tomorrow we start 2 days of competitions to cap the Clash of the Cabins competition. The nature quizzes will be tomorrow for anyone who wants to take them, she said. Good luck, campers, and have a great time. I felt a little shiver of excitement, but also uneasiness. So soon, I thought. Were my friends ready? Was I ready? I hopped on my wheel to relieve my anxiety. It didn't work. I spent that night with the Blue Jays, but they left for a while to go to the evening campfire. I wasn't sure what was special about campfire nights, but my friends were always keyed up when they came back. I just got to see that howler, AJ said. It would be awful if my brother Ty got to see him and I didn't. We've got a good shot, Richie said. Yeah, Blue Jays rule, that was Brad, and whether or not the Blue Jays got to spend the night in Haunted Hollow, he was still a winner in my book. Richie took me down to the rec room and the next morning. I was there before Og, but I didn't think anything of it at first. I was busy watching my friends streaming into Happy Hollow Hall, chattering away. Og still wasn't there by the time breakfast began. I was puzzled, but I was also interested in how the whole atmosphere of camp had changed. While the kids in different cabins often hung out together during their free time, I noticed that today the campers who shared cabins stuck together. The place just sounded different. Bob Whites, came the call from one table. Chickadees, chickadees from another. AJ led his cabin's Blue Jays rule chant. Robins, robins, rah, 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 was followed by a lot of giggling. I heard it all, but Og didn't, because Og had never arrived. Maybe somebody already took him over to the nature center, Miss Mack said as she carried my cage down the path after breakfast. Sure, somebody took him over to the nature center, I figured. But who? As soon as we answered, I knew something was very, very, very wrong. Og's tank was there, all right, but Og wasn't in it. I could see right away that he hadn't popped the top off himself because it was firmly in place. Levy, who was usually calm and quiet, was flapping her wings and making excited noises. Even Jake wiggled more than usual. Miss Mack set my cage down and checked the tank to make sure Og wasn't hiding behind a plant. Some of the campers were gathered to take their nature quizzes. Miss Mack asked them if they'd seen Og, but no one had. Katie came in and she was pretty upset at the news. She organized the kids and they searched every inch of the room and under chairs and in potted plants. Og, where are you? I squeaked at the top of my lungs. Og, come out, we're worried. I waited to hear a friendly boing boing, but it didn't come. The rest of the morning was a blur. The very loud bell rang to call all the campers to the dining hall. Thank goodness Miss Mack took me too. Once everyone was gathered, Hap Holloway got up on stage and explained that Og was missing. That caused quite a stir. I thought Miranda was going to cry. Hap asked if anyone knew what had happened to him. There was a lot of shuffling and whispering. Finally, Noah stood up. I know, he said. You can bet that all eyes were on Noah. He didn't seem very happy about it. Where is he? I screeched. Hap motioned for him to come up to the stage. Come up here, Noah, and tell me. Noah slowly made his way to the stage. Well, he said, sometimes I get up early and go down to the lake. I guess that's against the rules. But it's beautiful at that time of day. The birds sing more than then, and I even saw some deer one morning. Hap nodded. We'll discuss that later. So what happened? I was sitting on the shore, watching these frogs swimming and hopping in the shallow water. They looked so happy. I thought Og might like to meet some other frogs and play in a real lake, he explained. So I came back to our cabin and I borrowed him. Everybody was sleeping. And you let him go in the lake? Hap asked. Noah looked at a little frightened. No, I didn't mean to. I just thought I'd let him play there a while. But as soon as I put him down, he hopped off into some tall grass and disappeared. I looked and looked, but I couldn't find him. There was a lot of commotion among the unhappy campers. No one is as unhappy as me. So I just took his take over to the nature center, Noah continued. I didn't know what to do. You should have told us, Hap said. It's not easy for pets that are used to being fed to find their own food. He sounded firm but kind. Noah hung his head. I'm really sorry. I looked for him, honest. The noise in the dining room hall had grown to an uproar. Then it came, the ear-splitting blast of a whistle. Mrs. Wright joined Hap on the stage. Do you know where you left him, young man? She asked Noah in a voice that wasn't as kind as Hap's. Noah nodded. We should organize a search party, she announced. You can take us down to the spot you last saw him. All right with you, Holloway? It's all right with me, I squeaked. Great idea. I thought Mrs. Wright didn't like Og. I guess I judged another book by its cover. There wasn't much Hap could do except agree with her. He nodded, and soon the counselors were organizing the campers into groups. They gathered up nuts and buckets, sunscreen and caps, and Noah and Mrs. Wright led them out of the hall. Sam will find him, I heard Garth tell Simon. He can do anything. I hoped he was right. Just as I feared, they left me behind. Miss Mack took me to the rec room and told me not to worry, but she didn't tell me how. I nervously peered out the window for hours and hours. Maria came in from the kitchen once and gave me some lovely veggies, but I couldn't think of eating until my old friend was safely back in his tank. When they returned for lunch, I could tell by the faces of the searchers they hadn't found Og. The dining hall was a lot quieter than usual. After lunch, Hap Holloway had the kids vote to decide if they wanted to go back and look some more. Apparently, they all did. Before they left, they sang the Camp Happy Holloway song. I tried to sing along, but a little big lump in my throat made it unspeakably difficult. The afternoon seemed to go on forever, and when the campers returned, they weren't smiling. Miss Mack came in the rec room and pulled up a chair next to my cage. Humphrey, we didn't find him. I'm sure he'll be fine there in the lake with the other frogs, she said. Her eyes looked all wet. But I know he misses you as much as you miss him. Saya and Miranda came in arm in arm. May we see Humphrey, please? Miranda asked. Sure, Miss Mack said. I'm sorry, Humphrey, Miranda finally said. We really tried. I looked so hard and my eyeballs hurt. We're going back tomorrow, Saya said. I'm never giving up, never. Thank you, I squeaked weakly. For the first time in my short life, my cage felt like a prison. I'm never giving up, Saya had said. I heard those words in my head all evening, and after I was safely in the robin's nest that night, I kept hearing them. My friends had given their all looking for Og, and I hadn't done one single thing. I was mad at myself and sorry for myself all at once. I was mad at Noah and sorry for him too, and then I heard skitter, 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 scritch, scritch, scritch. Goldenrod was under the cabin again. I didn't think twice about what I had to do. I slid down the table leg and found an opening between the floorboards. Goldenrod? It's Humphrey, I squeaked. Hi, Humphrey. What are you doing out of your cage? She squeaked back. I need your help, I said. I'll meet you outside. I scampered to the door. There was a nice wide opening between the bottom of the door and the floor, and I easily slid through it. When I got out to the porch, I saw Goldenrod waiting in a clump of bushes. I was so excited I probably didn't make sense, but I told her about Og and what had happened. Maybe he wants to be in the wild, Goldenrod said. Maybe, I agreed, but I have to know for myself. Goldenrod thought for a moment. I'll help you, but it's a long way to the lake. Oh, wait, I know, a shortcut. Soon I found myself following Goldenrod down the path in the moonlight. Then she veered off the path into thick underbrush, almost like the jungle I'd seen in that movie back in the library. Longfellow School seemed a million jillion miles away. I was out in the wild like the lions and gorillas and hooty owls. It was scary, scary, scary. It was also thrilling. Note to self, always help a friend in trouble, or at least try. Chapter 18 is called Moonlight Rescue.